and welcome to Finextra. I'm Josie Waite and I'm here at EBAday 2018 in Munich. And joining me now is Craig Ramsey from ACI Worldwide and José Beltrán from STET. And we are discussing real-time payments in Europe. José, Craig, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
So José, I last spoke to you at Cybos last year before real-time payments became live in Europe. What has changed since then?
The scheme's obviously been launched. It's going to take a while. I think one of the things we have to do is manage expectation, because instant payments is a great challenge for banks. It's re-engineering back offices, introduces different aspects of risk, mitigation, anti-money laundering controls and so on. And particularly for banks' back offices to be operational 24/7 without interruption. The consumer is really developing an appetite for P2P applications from the consumer point of view to make small payments, application mobile to mobile. And then we see the merchant seeing the opportunities of moving from card payments perhaps, or complementing card payments with an instant payments at the point of sales. And the corporate can see the benefits of having instant liquidity transfers on the B2B space, which is probably the first thing that's happening in the market. How long it will take to have cross-border payments, be able to pay from one country to another, it may take a few years, because initially the challenge will be to have reach at national level, community level.
Craig, how has the relationship between ACI and STET matured? What has changed since then?
As with all relationships, we've looked at the value proposition we've been bringing to the market, and with real-time payments generally, banks' thinking has also changed. This time last year, there was still a belief that real-time payments could simply be solved with a small adapter for ISO 20022 or a very small connection piece of software to connect to the central infrastructure. The reality is that there's much more that needs to be done throughout the back office, including exceptions handling, the fraud processing, the liquidity management, the posting of the transaction generally. All of that needs to be happening all the time, 24/7, potentially thousands of times every second. So we've been working with STET to examine the value proposition that we bring to the marketplace. And whether it's an on-premise deployment of our software working with STET's customers, or indeed using our cloud solutions, we've been examining how we can bring value throughout the processing chain of the transaction. In terms of actual work that we've done, we've also examined how we can onboard banks quickly into the schemes, because it's not just about connectivity to an EBA RT1 or a TIPS. In reality, banks are going to need to connect to multiple real-time schemes. So we've been working that proposition to ensure that we can offer a very easy onboarding process to the banks to give them fast and rapid access to those real-time schemes. And we're making sure that we do that so that we remove as much pain as possible for that onboarding bank. Make it as easy as possible is where we've been focusing our attention.
José, what is the unique proposition that the partnership with ACI brings to STET customers?
I think bringing two major processes, two companies, ACI and STET. Our idea is to put together a solid, secure, cost-effective solution for banks. The onboarding to SEPA instant payments is going to take, it will need to involve the whole European banking community. Today we see the first 100 banks, the tier 1 banks, making some developments. But we need to onboard 5,000 banks in Europe. So we're working together with ACI because of their processing capability, both on premises, but also the UP platform, cloud services, which is a non-intrusive, flexible, but highly performant, secure environment, which is then connected to the STET instant payments CSM. So in that way, we can offer not only our existing customers, but any bank in Europe, a light plug-and-play solution, which takes a bank into instant payments world through STET's clearing system, which in turn, together with ACI, are working on interfaces to other clearing systems, including TIPS and R21. So a light plug-and-play solution which gives instant payments with SEPA-wide reach through the combined offering of ACI and STET.
Craig, what do you see as the future for real-time payments, and how can this partnership evolve?
So we have to look beyond the European borders to see where true value can be had. If we look across real-time throughout the world, there's now over 30 countries live with real-time payments. So there are plenty of use cases out there as to where real-time will be successful. There'll be different motivation points. So in Asia, the banks are looking to actively compete more against Alipay. So they have a competitive position that they're motivated to accelerate real-time payments. If we look at Latin America, where actually they've had real-time payments for a while, the initial real-time payment schemes were established because of the inflation rates, and they needed a faster settlement path to ensure that the value of a transaction was still holding true when it came to settlement at the point from the original point of clearing. There are multiple use cases that now involve merchants, the biller space, where the true value proposition is. We can't just consider it a consumer-to-consumer type environment. It's not just about a corporate space. Real-time payments will affect every type of payment anywhere in the world. Every type of user, every value proposition will require a real-time element. But the foundation will always be a real-time infrastructure.
Do you have any final thoughts?
I think one of the things that is changing is the appetite toward cloud solutions. I think about a year ago, banks were preferring on-premises solutions, but I think progressively banks are realizing the benefits of sharing the costs on a solid infrastructure. So the view on, for example, ACI's UP platform is changing. The appetite is there, the benefits. Of course, it's about choosing the right partner to do this, which is why we're working with ACI in order to deliver value, but particularly security and performance.
It's not a simple tick in the box to be ready for real-time payments. You have to look across your back office systems to make sure that those are also real-time enabled. The old saying, you're as strong as your weakest link, is very true within a real-time space. However, there are solutions out there that achieve all budgets and achieve different elements of the processing using cloud solutions. And there's also commodity items out there. By connecting through STET with ACI, a bank can very quickly get connectivity to 3 of the major clearing schemes in Europe. But also longer and broader will give them access to more and more clearing schemes around the world. Access to the US clearinghouse, to Zelle, to UK faster payments, into Asia and the various schemes there. There are solutions out there. Banks can leverage those solutions to be ready for real time today.
Jose, Craig, thank you very much for speaking with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.